Ball there from Haley Durant, just out of the reach of her teammate. So Mazama takes over once again. That ball forward, nobody able to get on the end of that for Gladstone. So 5 minutes gone here in our 4A Girls Soccer Championship. Score still 0-0. Gladstone Gladiators and the Mazama Vikings. Nice touch there from Amber Jensen. Couple of defenders in front of her. She manages to wriggle around a few of them. Goes down inside the box, but no whistle from our head referee this afternoon, Steve Kurzer. Durant working a little give and go on the far side. Tried to play that back in. I believe the Tiffany Taylor just out of reach. And now here's Mazama back in the Gladstone end. Hannah Reynolds is stopped. And she finds a little give and go and a bit of space out here on the near side. Nothing but Gladstone defenders in front of her though. Back in towards the middle, overlapping Haley Durant. A couple of defenders in front of her trying to get the cross off. A little bit of space. She'll find some room to get one into the middle. But Molly Webster is there to collect at the edge of her 6-yard box. And it looks as though the rain has subsided here momentarily here at Liberty High School. Most of the day the rain has been coming down, but very light at the moment. But we do expect it to pick back up at some point this evening. And 10 minutes gone by here in our 4A girls soccer final. Score still 0-0. Both of these teams still just feeling each other out a bit. And we've got an early substitution here for Gladstone, as Cheyenne Stubblefield has entered for the Gladiators. Mazama now with the ball. Out wide here, looking for Hannah Reynolds. In towards the middle, her cross attempt blocked. Spinning move from Haley Durant. Lays it back off for Reynolds. She'll get a low cross in. And that gets stopped. Mazama's still with it. They work it around, switch it out to the far side. This is Kylie Durant. Her ball in. Picked off. Gladstone now. Amber Jensen looking to come back the other way. She's going to try and slide one through there for Kelsey Hathaway. Riley Webster's ball forward gets cut out. Gladstone retains possession though. Try and play one over the top. Tiffany Taylor now. Her ball forward skips. And they send it back into the Mazama end. And that'll be out for a Mazama throw. Here's Haley Durant. She's going to go out wide for Kylie Durant. Back in, this is Haley. Around one defender. Haley Durant again, that ball wide. Cleared away. Amber Jensen doing battle with a pair of Mazama defenders there, and she draws the first whistle of the afternoon. Gladstone will send their free kick into the Mazama end. Substitute Cheyenne Stubblefield tracking that one down and winning a deep throw in. And for the Gladiators, and might have another change here for Gladstone, and we do, as Tiana Smith is going to head to the bench. A long throw, bounces in the box, and a shot there from Amber Jensen may have been blocked by her own player. Mazama clears. Nicely done there from Hannah Reynolds to get around one defender, then another. Early on here, Hannah Reynolds has been a handful for the Gladstone defense. We've had 15 minutes of play here in the first half. Score still 0-0. Pretty tame game so far. As is the crowd here at this 4A girls final. Rather docile up to this point. Our 3A, 2A, 1A championship games were quite the festive affairs on both occasions, the boys and the girls. But this is a much more subdued crowd here, at least so far. Certainly the weather having an impact as far as that is concerned. Big clearance out there from Madison Cronin, the senior, for Gladstone. Another big clearance out there for Gladstone. Madison Cronin again doing the honors. And Cronin again. Line drives that one right into the stands. Here's Haley Durant now for Mazama. It's going to fall back to Mazama. Haley Durant on it again now. Her cross into the box, and a tantalizing cross in right about the penalty spot. Molly Webster able to come out and get it for Gladstone. Tiffany Taylor now. She'll play one towards the corner flag. That gets cut out. And Kaylee Grigsby outside her penalty area for Mazama to clear that threat away. A big booming ball forward, well won out of the air there by Shaylee Totten, excuse me, for Mazama. A foul there whistled against Caitlin Crowell for Mazama. So the free kick sent forward from Taylor Plunkett. Mazama not able to get exactly the clearance they want there. Battle for it at midfield. Smartly played back there. Mazama will switch it out wide. And one time it back to this near side. And Stubblefield earns a throw, and we will get perhaps another change here.
Into the match for the Gladiators, number 5, Grace Kirsting. Replacing number 22, Riley Webster.
Riley Webster heading to the bench for Gladstone as Grace Kirsting makes her first entrance into the match. 20 minutes left here in the first half of our 4A girls soccer final. Still scoreless between Gladstone and Mazama. Thanks again for joining us here at OSAA.tv as we bring you some of our high school soccer finals from Liberty High School on a wet and cold Saturday afternoon. Gladstone now with the long throw into the box, headed away easily. Another ball in over the top. And a bit of a missed clearance there gives Gladstone a chance. That ball across off the post. So Shaylee Totten for Mazama not getting quite the clearance she wanted, and it was Amber Jensen who almost made him pay. And now Mazama will make a change, bringing in Gabby Mathis, the freshman. Here's Jensen again. Tries to split a couple of defenders. It doesn't quite work. Kelsey Hathaway will track it down. She'll go all the way back for Gladstone. Tiffany Taylor now for Mazama. Around one defender. Around a second. And she drops it off. Goes back to Haley Durant. She tries to cross that ball. And that gets cut out. Now Amber Jansen for Gladstone. Trying to make a run. That's cleared out. So Gladstone will end up with the throw. And now the crowd begins to come alive a little bit here. Midway through the first half as the Vikings fans putting a cheer together, trying to urge on their team. And I believe that's going to be a handball called there against Mazama. A bit of miscommunication there between Gladstone and Mazama. Going to try to make them pay. But Tiffany Taylor unable to keep that one in bounds. Here's Jensen again. She nods forward, cleared out by Mazama. That time Tyra Jared getting a foot on it. Kylie Durant now. Good idea there from Tiffany Taylor, trying to find Hannah Reynolds down the near sideline, but they can't connect.
Back in for Gladstone, number 22, Riley Webster. Replacing number 21, Cheyenne Stubblefield.
And another change here for Gladstone. So both of these coaches, Steve Thomas for Gladstone, Angela Durant for Mazama, making a number of changes in the first half here. And Gladstone trying to counter back now. Kelsey Hathaway on the far side, can't keep that in bounds. Caitlin Krause squares that ball to Tiffany Taylor. She'll try a diagonal ball, but it will not find her target. Hannah Reynolds on this near sideline. This time Taylor is able to find a seam, but Hannah Reynolds can't get there before Taylor Plunkett does for Gladstone. Here's Taylor again. Cross, shot come cross there, sort of just into the general area, and I believe Gabby Mathis was closest to being able to get on the end of that for Mazama. Mazama on the attack again. Nice cut inside there from Reynolds, but can't quite connect. perhaps Mazama, the first team, to sort of put together a little bit of momentum, as it's been a pretty calm first half so far. We've got 13 and a half minutes left to go here in the opening half. And now here's some time and space for Kelsey Hathaway for Gladstone. She's got plenty of teammates with her. Brings it wide. Here's Jensen. She tries to cut inside. That's well defended by Brett Novella, sophomore for Mazama. And they'll take over. Here's Tiffany Taylor again. And that time, Hannah Reynolds succumbs to the pressure, but only momentarily. Mazama back on it. Taylor again now. Evades a couple of defenders, and she'll try to play that one up the line, but that left-footed attempt goes out of bounds, and the substitution carousel continues here as Gladstone will send Kelsey Hathaway back over to the sideline. And Allie Seymour now into the game for the Gladiators. Mazama finally able to clear it there under some Gladstone pressure. Here's Jensen again, surrounded by black there. It's going to be difficult for her to do much of anything that time. Well won there by Haley Durant. Pulls it back and finds Kylie Durant. Good one-touch ball, looking for Caitlin Crowell. But that gets cut out by the Gladstone defense, and we get a foul out here near midfield. Karina Faust will send this in for Mazama. That's going to go over everybody and bounce once into the arms of Gladstone sophomore goalkeeper Molly Webster.
Ten minutes remaining in the first half.
And we cross over the 10-minute mark here, left in the first half. Nicely done there from Haley Durant. And now here's a chance for Gladstone to counter back the other way. Allie Seymour on the far side. Brings it back into Jensen. She tries to split a couple defenders, but can't sneak between them. And Mazama plays forward, trying to counter a little bit of their own. Caitlin Crowell now. She'll spray one out to the far side, looking for Kylie Durant. She manages to cross one in along the top of the penalty box. Cleared away by Gladstone. And now it's Tiffany Taylor for Mazama. Up to Reynolds. She'll one time it, try to work that give and go again. But that is well read by the Gladstone defense. Taylor Plunkett, the senior, clearing that out for the Gladiators. 8 minutes left to go here in our opening period of the 4A girls soccer finals. Both teams starting out fairly tentative in this match, but things have picked up here in the last 10 minutes or so. Here's Amber Jensen. She's going to try to play one through, looking for Allie Seymour. But a bit too much on that, all the way back to Kaylee Grigsby in the Mazama goal. Amber Jensen out wide here to Grace Kirsting. Her ball picked off, though, by Tiffany Taylor. Now another long ball forward, headed up and out wide by Victoria Finley for Gladstone. Good skill and a nice turn there from Haley Durant, and plays one towards that corner flag, looking for Gabby Mathis. And we'll get a couple more changes here for Gladstone.
Replacing number 5, Grace Kirsting, and number 18, Allie Seymour.
Kelsey Hathaway back into the match for the Gladiators, as well as Tiana Smith. And Smith loses control of that one and gives up the Mazama throw. Another first-time ball looking over the top. Perhaps a bit of a misclearance there, but it worked out all right, at least momentarily, for Mazama. Now Gladstone's back on it again, looking to come forward. Nice ball out wide to the corner flag. This is Kendall Schumacher. Her cross in at the near post is going to get away from her just a little bit and go out for a goal kick as we reach the 4.5-minute mark here left in our first period of play. Hannah Reynolds for Mazama, trying to get around her defender. The ball tracked down by Caitlin Crowell. And Mazama back on possession here again. Tiffany Taylor wide. This is Hannah Reynolds. Around one defender. She'll cross one in, but just yanked it a bit pulled it straight out of bounds for a Gladstone goal kick. Three and a half minutes here left to go in our first period of our 4A girls soccer state championship. Hannah Reynolds again. A lot of white and orange around her. Forced backward momentarily. She'll cross another one in. That's headed away nicely by Gladstone. Now it's Taylor for Mazama. Eludes one defender. Tries to get around a few more. Ball in. Finds the feet of Kylie Durant, but she's unable to keep possession until it gets cleared out for a Mazama throw. And a big clearance out there from Amber Jensen. And Riley Webster trying to make things happen, does enough to cause the turnover. And Gladstone will try to attack back the other way, and the ball ping-pongs around a little bit and ends up back to Kaylee Grigsby. 2 minutes now left to go in the first half. Our score still 0-0. Gladstone Gladiators and Mazama Vikings doing battle here in our OSAA U.S. Bank Les Schwab Tires 4A Girls Soccer Championship. And a little stoppage in play. Not entirely sure what was wrong there, but our referee Steve Kurzer spied something that he didn't like, and Gladstone takes over with the throw. Collision there. I believe Brett Navala is going to be whistled for that foul for Mazama, and this will give Gladstone a good-looking free kick here with a minute left. Two-man wall for Mazama. And this looks like a shot on goal, and it's in! That is Taylor Plunkett with a 35-yard free kick, and she just snuggled it right in to that top left corner, and she gives Gladstone the 1-0 lead here a minute before halftime. And a bit of an audacious attempt there from Plunkett, but when you hit it that well, good things are going to happen. And Mazama goalkeeper Kaylee Grigsby looked to get perhaps some fingertips on it, but couldn't do enough to keep it out of the goal. And that's going to bring a close to the first half of action here in our 4A Girls Soccer Championship. A scoreless first half right up until the final minute when Taylor Plunkett put in about a 35-yard free kick for Gladstone, and the Gladiators will take a 1-0 advantage into the break. We've got a 10-minute halftime intermission, and then we will be back here for the second half of our 4A Girls Soccer Final. You're watching OSAA.TV.
You see us at the start of the day on the company phone list that's a few names longer. You see U.S. Bank on busier highways, on once empty fields, Every day, you see all the ways all of us at U.S. Bank are helping grow our economy, lending more so companies and communities can expand, grow stronger, and get back to work. Every day, you see all of us serving you around the country, around the corner. U.S. Bank.
At Les Schwab, along with great prices, our tires come with the kind of protection most other places just don't give you. Which includes free flat repairs, equal value replacements, pre-trip safety checks, and more for the entire life of the tire. With the other guys, you just never know. So why is free protection on your tires a good thing?
Lifetime protection. That's our best tire value promise. Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
you see us at the start of the day. On the company phone list that's a few names longer, you see U.S. Bank on busier highways, on once empty fields. Every day, you see all the ways all of us at U.S. Bank are helping grow our economy, lending more so companies and communities can expand, grow stronger, and get back to work. Every day, you see all of us serving you around the country, around the corner. U.S. Bank.
My family and I were enjoying a big vacation in Tahoe. After a great day on the mountain, our car wouldn't start. I got a jump, but it kept dying. Everyone in town said,
"Go to Les Schwab."
When I pulled up, George delivered. He quickly tested the battery and confirmed it was a goner. While he installed a new one, I finally got my first relaxation of the vacation. It's nice to be treated like a neighbor so far from home. I'm Clay Gilman, and that's my Les Schwab story.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
Welcome back in as we get set here for the second half of our 4A Girls Soccer Championship. Gladstone currently leading 1-0 over Mazama. First half stats fairly accurately tell the story of the first half, really, in that there wasn't a whole lot going on. A few corners, a few shots, but not a lot of action as these two teams struggled to put much together in any type of consistent way. And it's our 39th minute goal from Taylor Pluckett that stands as the game's lone goal at this point. Amber Jensen there, getting into it a little bit now with some physical play. Kelsey Hathaway making her way into the Mazama 18-yard box. And for a game that needed a little bit of life, perhaps a goal just before halftime will be what the doctor ordered, as that will certainly force Mazama to push up and look for that equalizer. And we'll see if Gladstone here for the next 40 minutes elects to just continue to play, or if they take it a bit easy, sit back, try to protect their lead. So far, though, they're taking the opportunities given to them and pushing forward. And now they've earned themselves a good-looking free kick here. I believe it's Amber Jensen who's going to stand over this one for the Gladiators. And she'll send another shot towards goal, but that is high. Draws a little reaction from the crowd there as it bounced off the football upright into the backside of the net. Mazama certainly has a tough task ahead of them. As I pointed out at the opening of the game, Gladstone has done a nice defensive job throughout this season. Their last 12 games, they've only allowed 1 goal, and that was in their 4-1 semifinal victory. Before that, Malala was able to get a goal against Gladstone, as well as Scappoose. So just 3 goals conceded on the year for Gladstone. So it will likely be a tall order to ask Mazama to break them down. But first, they'll just need to get the ball out of their end as Jensen tries to get a shot off. And a shot deflected in through the traffic there. Looks like Kendall Schumacher eventually able to get something directed towards goal. That'll be out for a Gladstone corner. Cheyenne Stubblefield will jog over to the far corner to send this in for the Gladiators. Right-footed outswinger here towards the penalty spot. Flicked on towards the back post. Cleared away, but only as far as Madison Cronin, who sends one back in the direction of the goal, but it is well wide. Stubblefield now with a chance of making her way in, but surrounded by Mazama defenders and can't get it done all by herself. Gladstone using that late first half goal to build quite a bit of momentum. They've been on the attack here throughout the first 5 minutes of the second half, not giving Mazama much room to do anything. Finally, Mazama able to get something down in the Gladstone end of the field. Michaela Simak clearing that out of bounds for the Gladiators. Throwing into the 18, flicked on to the far side. And that'll be out of bounds for a Mazama throw. Already things quite a bit livelier here in the first 5 minutes of the second half than throughout much of the first period. Crossing ball in there from the far side. And here's a chance for Gladstone to counter. Mazama getting numbers back though. Amber Jensen. She cuts inside around another defender. Can't get past the third though. And now Mazama will look to come back the other way. This game has definitely picked up the pace. Reynolds into the middle. Haley Durant leaving it off for Crowell. She looks forward. Nobody there to get on the end of that, though. And Tiffany Taylor trying to cross a ball in there. Out of bounds for the Gladstone goal kick. As Taylor Plunkett, the game's goal scorer, sends it forward for Gladstone. Here's Schumacher. And she wanted the corner on that, not going to get it. And we will get another substitution. They have been frequent throughout this match. This time it'll be Mazama making a change. It's going to be Gabby Mathis who heads to the sideline for the Vikings.
Placing number 7, Gabby Mathis.
Kaylee Smith returning to the game for Mazama. Mazama looking a little bit shell-shocked here as they gave up that goal late in the second half after they really, for the most part, had the better of play throughout the first half. Not quite a controlling performance, but they definitely had the better of play, and Gladstone's goal certainly could be considered a bit against the run of play off that free kick that Taylor Pluckett put in. But Gladstone has just continued right along here to start the second half, keeping the ball in the Mazama end most of the time here, continuing to put pressure on the Mazama defense. And here's another chance. Hathaway's pass intercepted. Mazama tries to look to come back the other way, just 2 up there at the moment. And Gladstone able to clear. A nice ball there by Jensen. Here's Kelsey Hathaway back in towards Jensen. She's getting pulled and tugged. No call, though, from our referee. Gladstone hangs on. A long throw now here for the Gladiators. It's going to bounce in the penalty area. Finally cleared back out over the end line by Mazama, which will bring up another long throw. Headed away cleanly by Mazama. Cronin able to turn and keep that ball in, down the line, and Gladstone will switch it around to the near sideline. This is Kendall Schumacher. Back in towards the middle, cleared away. And Hannah Reynolds can't corral this ball before it runs out over the sideline. So far Gladstone doing exactly what they should to preserve this 1-0 lead. Not sitting back, they just continue to play. And at this point, they're the ones taking the action to their opponents, the Mazama Vikings.
Into the match for Mazama.
And Mazama makes a change. Gabby Mathis re-enters. There's a chance now for Mazama. That ball looking for Kylie Durant, and Gladstone able to get just enough of a deflection on it to keep it from finding its intended target. Crowell dispossessed. Oh, that's well done there by Amber Jensen to take the ball off Mazama, and her cross ends up on frame and takes a pretty good effort there from Kaylee Grigsby to keep that ball out of the net. Don't know if that's exactly what Amber Jensen intended. It looked like she was trying to cross it, but that ball looked to be spinning and bending in towards the goal. It may have caught Grigsby just a little bit off guard, but she dealt with it nicely. And a misclearance there from Brett Novella. And that'll give Gladstone the ball with a throw-in deep in the Mazama end. And again, it's Madison Cronin with the long throw in towards the corner of the 6. Back to Cronin. Now she'll cross it in towards the far side. But Jensen couldn't quite get up high enough to knock that header down. Crowell now in the middle of the field for Mazama. She plays one forward, a bit mishit, and it's Kylie Durant trying to put the Gladstone defenders under pressure. Couldn't quite come up with it. Mazama with the ball again, though. And now it's Gladstone giving it a ride out of their half of the field. 25 minutes left to go now.
Into the match for Gladstone, number 21, Cheyenne Stubblefield.
And another change for each of these teams.
Tyler 30, replacing Gabby Mathis.
As Gladstone not just hanging on to their 1-0 lead, they are the ones applying the pressure at this point. And this is going to find Cheyenne Stubblefield open in space. Touch lets her down just a bit. And balls forward like that from Mazama just aren't going to get it done against the Gladstone team that only gave up 3 goals this entire season. Good battle on the far side. And Mazama comes away with it nicely there. A big swing and a miss on the clearance attempt, but unfortunately Kylie Durant had turned her back. She wasn't able to capitalize on that. And Gladstone able to clear that threat, but a bit of an aimless ball forward. Equally aimless ball back the other way, and then a missed touch there from Stubblefield will give the ball back to Mazama. Jensen playing one to the corner for Kelsey Hathaway. And she tries to get around the defense of Tyra Jardy and earns Gladstone a corner. Gladstone continuing to press here midway through the second half, looking for an insurance goal. And keeping Mazama well on their heels. Here's the corner. Headed down, that's going to be out of bounds. And Mazama, a goal kick. And now a little bit of an adjustment here from Mazama head coach Angela Durant, as number 21, the senior Hannah Reynolds, who's been playing on the right side of midfield the whole game, has just switched places. So she's going to have a run up front now to see if she can't put something together here for Mazama as they search for an equalizer. But credit to Gladstone, they're making it extremely tough at this point. Nicely done there from Tiffany Taylor. Keep possession for Mazama. But again, the long ball forward is easily cut out by that Gladstone defense. This time it's number 9. Sophomore defender Michaela Simak, who puts an end to that threat. Kelsey Hathaway lays it back to Riley Webster. Now it's back on Hathaway, around one defender. She'll shoot with the right foot, takes a deflection. And that's going to be out for a corner kick, as Kylie Durant ushered that over the end line, thinking that it would be a Mazama goal kick. And then it was last off Mazama, so Gladstone will gladly take the ball as we cross over the 20-minute mark. And Gladstone leading 1-0, and they make another change. Cheyenne Stubblefield heading to the sideline. Corner now in at the near post. Bobbled momentarily by Grigsby, but she's able to get a handle on it. And a big punt forward there, but simply not enough numbers forward for Mazama if they want to try to put something together. And more tough defending there from Gladstone, and they'll take the ball away and send it back the other direction. Amber Jensen on the far side, working hard again, earns Gladstone another throw. So that means Madison Cronin will come over, and she's thrown him long into the box before. This time she elects just to drop it back. Cronin again. Now she'll cross it in. Jensen's there. Can't corral it. And a nice looking long ball over the top, trying to find Haley Durant in the corner. Mazama's got to send numbers forward if they want to get something out of it. Gladstone defending well, and now they go back the other way. And get a pair of substitutions again here. So Mazama freshman Gabby Mathis back into the match, as well as Gladstone freshman Allie Seymour. Taylor now, she brings it out wide. Tyra Geardy, her ball forward. Can't quite get control of it. And then Caitlin Crow manages to bring it down, and she gets clipped as hits the turf as she played that ball out wide. And Gabby Mathis on the far side. Now with the throw for Mazama. And here's Hannah Reynolds, who was moved up front after playing out wide for most of the match. Hopefully, head coach Angela Durant hoping she can provide a spark for her Mazama Vikings. As we approach 15 minutes left here in the match, Gladstone up 1-0 against Mazama, and so far doing absolutely everything right here in the second half to get a win. And burden is on Mazama to change something up if they want to find a way to get a goal and get back into this. Nice turn there by Tiffany Taylor in the midfield for Mazama. She plays up for Reynolds. She's surrounded by a couple of defenders and ultimately will get a throw-in out of it. And Mazama here finally putting together a little something, keeping the ball in the Gladstone end of the field, but not for very long. Gladstone clears away. And again, Amber Jensen, as she's done all evening, putting pressure all over that Mazama back line and just doesn't give them any room to do anything. And now Jensen is going to head to the sideline and take a little break, although I suspect we'll see her again before things are done. Kelsey Hathaway in for Gladstone. Mazama unable to clear out of their end there. And again, they give it back to Gladstone. Hathaway with the turn. To her left, tries to get a shot off, easily blocked there. A bit of a poor clearance. This will give Gladstone another opportunity, but it's Tiffany Taylor who comes sliding in to prevent another cross into the box for Gladstone. Another long throw coming from Madison Cronin for Gladstone. Flicked on in towards the middle. A few bodies there. Nobody can quite bring it down. Now Gladstone. And a long-range effort there from Riley Webster was never really on target. And Gladstone will make a pair of changes here. Cheyenne Stubblefield back into the game for Gladstone, as well as Amber Jensen. So Jensen gets a very brief break. And here's Jensen on the ball now. A little flick over the top for Hathaway. And it'll be another Gladstone throw. And deep in Mazama territory, under 12 minutes left to play. And if Mazama's going to make a run at this thing, they're going to have to put something together here pretty quickly. Ball over the top. Jensen's going to try and track it down, and it just dances on the end of Kaylee Grisby's fingertips there for a second. But ultimately, offside is going to be the call against Jensen. Cronin now, her ball forward. It's going to go all the way back to Grigsby. And right now Gladstone just offered up. Here's Taylor. Brings it out wide to Jardy. Correction, Durant. Now ball into the middle and a chance here for Mazama. Players crashing forward. And finally cleared out over the far side by Julia Shoemaker. And now the Mazama fans come to life a little bit. Here's Taylor again. A poor touch from her. Back on it though. And she'll send it all the way back for the Vikings. Ball forward, won by Gladstone. Under 10 minutes to play here in our 4A girls soccer final. Gladstone Gladiators leading the Mazama Vikings 1-0 on a 39th minute Taylor Pluckett goal just before the stroke of halftime. And Gladstone's at it again. Here's Hathaway. Right-footed shot. Just wide at the far post. Hathaway there with an opportunity to perhaps seal this thing, and it was out of the reach of Grigsby and just wide of the far post. Perhaps an opportunity here for Mazama. Hannah Reynolds seems to have maybe come back and taken up her original position here outside wide. She's unable to get too involved up front. Taylor now. She'll play a ball forward. Nobody's going to get on the end of that. And it'll go all the way back to Molly Webster in the Gladstone goal. 8 minutes left now in the match. Here's Taylor. Her ball straight into the heart of the Gladstone defense. Bit of a miscue here from Gladstone. See if Mazama can get on the end of it. Here's Reynolds. She plays one back in towards the middle, but that's cleared away nicely by Simak. Tiffany Taylor here on the near sideline, earning a corner for Mazama. Hannah Reynolds to throw it in. And the Mazama crowd starting to come to life now a little bit, trying to urge their girls on, knowing they need a goal here in the next 6.5 minutes if they want to continue their quest for a state championship. And right now, Mazama just unable to find any cracks in this Gladstone defense as they've dropped everyone except Amber Jensen back in behind the ball. And more changes now here for Gladstone. Jensen here, leaving the ball out wide as she heads into the box. Gladstone with another attack, cross into the box here, and we're going to get a flag up for offside. Four minutes now left to play. Time running out here for Mazama. Down 1 goal to the Gladstone Gladiators in our 4A Girls Soccer Championship. Gladstone unrelenting though, they're still pressing forward. And they have made life extremely difficult for Mazama here in this second half. And a few more substitutions here as the clock continues to wind down. 3 minutes to go. Into the middle, here's Crowell. Leaves it off. Karina Faust tracking this one down, cuts inside, left-footed shot towards that far corner, and that's going to be tantalizingly wide for Faust. Gladstone makes a change as Stubblefield comes back in. here's Amber Jensen. She shrugs off one defender, but gets whistled for a bit too much shrugging. And that's going to give the ball back to Mazama with a free kick opportunity as we approach the 2-minute mark. Cronin clearing that out. Now both sets of fans coming to life here a bit from Liberty High School. As Gladstone surges forward once again. Cross into the top of the area. Jensen turns, right foot. Jensen. Kaylee Grigsby there in goal for Mazama. She punts it back the other way. Minute and a half left to go in the game. And Gladstone once again set defensively and able to clear it out of their half. And Mazama will try again. And once again, Gladstone is there to deal with the ball forward. Now there's just a minute to go. The Mazama fans urging their players forward. Here's Taylor. And her ball forward, knocked out of bounds. Be another Mazama throw. Hannah Reynolds over to take it in short. Back to Reynolds. Cross in, deflected and cleared out of bounds by Simak. 30 seconds left. Reynolds on the throw again. Headed away by Cronin. Mazama playing it back in. That ball's high right at the penalty spot. Headed up. A chance here. Bodies all around, and it goes all the way back to Gladstone goalkeeper Molly Webster. She's going to let a few seconds tick off the clock, knock the ball into the stands, and that is going to do it. It's the Gladstone Gladiators, who are your 4A girls soccer champions. They repeat last year's performance, and they are back-to-back 4A girls soccer champions. Credit to both of these teams coming in as definitely the top two 4A teams, and it was a less than exciting first half, but it was Taylor Plunkett who just before the stroke of halftime put in a brilliant free kick, and all credit to Gladstone for coming out and playing well in the second half and really not giving Mazama any room to do much of anything. And they're going to go away as the 4A girls soccer champions here. So 3 of our 4 matches here from Liberty High School are now in the books as we finish up here with the OSAA U.S. Bank Les Schwab Tires 4A Girls Soccer Championship. It is the Gladstone Gladiators getting the 1-0 victory over the Mazama Vikings. We've got about an hour before our final match here of the evening. So we will be back for the 4A boys soccer final here from Liberty High School. Thanks again for joining us. This is OSAA